Hi guys, Adrian at the Porsche Lover. So today we'll talk about what petrol should I use for my Porsche 911, the Caymans or the Boxsters. So let's deep dive into this topic for today. So first off, we'll start with the wristwatch check. So for today, I'm actually wearing my Rolex Explorer 114270. This is a 36mm version that Rolex discontinued a few years back in favor for the 39mm. However, Rolex actually brought it back in this year, the 36mm version, which I'm very happy because it's a lovely size and lovely to wear. Okay, back to the topic at hand. A lot of people claim that by pumping a higher RON number into the Porsches, it will give you more power, better fuel consumption, and you will clean the engine more and hence giving you a smoother engine experience. Are there any truth to those claims? So before we deep dive into those things, we will start with the basics. What is RON? So RON stands for Research Octane Number. So it's a rating given by a laboratory to how combustible the fuel is. So meaning, the higher the rating, the harder it is for the fuel to ignite or to explode. The second point will be knocking or pinging. So knocking and pinging actually relates to RON as well. Knocking or pinging happens when the fuel air mixture in your engine explodes before your spark plug gives it the spark for it to explode. That is very bad for the engine as it will cause damage to the engine internals if the knocking goes on for too long. So the newer cars, they actually have entire system, knock sensors, the engine control unit to control the knocking. So let's say for example, this car, the 997, the recommended rating is RON98. So what happens if I put a RON95 fuel in? So in order to prevent knocking, the engine actually retards the ignition timing so that the engine won't be damaged. But however, we're doing so, you're actually also reducing the engine output, the horsepower, the torque, and the response. So that's why when you put in a lower RON rating number, it actually reduces the performance of the car. What happens if you put in a higher RON number? So as you know, in Malaysia, we have RON100 in a few selected brands. So you put RON100 in, it doesn't do anything extra as well. Reason means because it's rated for RON98. So if you put it extra, it will still be harder to combust. So at the end of the day, it doesn't do anything as well because it will combust by the spark itself. Moving on to the next point, fuel efficiency or fuel consumption. So if your car technically is running at the optimum level, let's say, like I said earlier, this car is running at RON98 and I put RON98 inside the car itself, it will run at the most optimum. That means the power, the output, the engine is running at its most optimal level. So hence, automatically you will also get a better fuel consumption. But sometimes the difference might not be a lot because it all varies from individual to individual. For example, I confess I'm a bit heavy-footed on the car itself. So hence, the savings there's not much savings for me as well. So for me, I rather have the power and also the response that comes from the higher RON rating number. So a lot of people claim that the higher RON numbers, it cleans up the fuel system even more. That actually is untrue. What cleans up the fuel system is actually the additives added by the petrol brands into the fuel itself. So it varies from brands to brand, from the Caltex, from Petronas to Shell. So there is no rhyme or rhythm. So some people always claim that this thing is better, but you need to have a lab test to test those variables. So in conclusion, what you should always do is that use the petrol with the RON rating recommended on your fuel tank cover to get the best out of your Porsches. So I hope that answers your question. If anything else, please leave a question in the comment below. In the meantime, stay safe guys. Cheers.